Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opening remarks, let me mention that it's almost a year of planning, discussions, and dialogue that this small group of volunteers you see in front of you have been engaged in to get us to this point in time. And it finally culminates to this, our very first public consultation on what we consider to be a very crucial issue of how do we save and restore our once beautiful Tweni. When I was planning how I can best introduce this evening's program, I was reminded of a very well-known quote from a well-known president, which I find to be very apt in our present condition. And this is a quotation by former President of the United States, President John F. Kennedy, when he was asked a very simple question. And you know what the question is? He said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but rather what you can do for your country." So it is at this time that I ask, what can we the ratepayers and residents of this neighborhood do collectively to bring about the desired changes we want to our neighborhood? Ultimately, together each achieves more. I say it again, together each achieves more. This then, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell is the reason why we are gathered here together. With this, let me introduce the first of our speakers for this evening. Our first speaker really needs no introduction. He's been a resident of Tweni since 1976, is the former principal of Port Shepstone High School. He is the chairperson of the Umtentweni Residents and Ratepayers Association and driving force behind the UIP. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Chris Connellan, and he will be addressing the topic of what is an UIP or SRA.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thanks very much for coming to this very important meeting. It's so nice to see the hall full. Part of our discussions in the past were, are we going to get the people here? Well done, guys. What we decide this evening will affect our lives in Tweni, either positively or negatively. This evening we'll be appealing to you to be part of the change we hope to introduce, because either we do something or sit back and wonder what has happened to Tweni. If we do not get involved and become part of the changing things, then decay will continue. We cannot sit by and moan about the potholes and the crime and do nothing about it. We've got to take some sort of action. As residents, we cannot do anything about the UGU or Eskom. Only the national government can change that. Together, we can affect small changes within our local community. And that is the important thing. As a team, we can work together for our local community. I'd just like to thank the warriors, the people who have been behind the scenes and working, the volunteers, the CPF volunteers who drive around at night at their own expense to keep us safe. The Tidy Time ladies and gents who work to beautify the beach and do other things. The donations from the community to pay for the litter picker. Those who donate their time and material and labour for projects. The Rotary who refurbished the Lifesavers Clubhouse. The Ratepayers Association in conjunction with those who donated and installed the Jojo tank. And so that the change rooms will always have water when there's no water in Tweni. We beautified the rail bridge and the wall at JTV. Those involved in the beach cleanup after heavy rains, we put out something on the group and a group of people, and it's the same group that always come up and pick up all the bottles and things that have been washed down the river. Our beautiful neighborhood needs our help. We cannot just rely on a few. This is usually so that the community must work as a team. Last year we did a survey to gauge what the residents thought. We got about 200 replies. The main points were that the residents loved Tweni because of the trees, because of the people, the bird life, the close proximity to town and our beach, and there was lots of other things on the list. But what the residents didn't like was the decay taking place, the water problems, the poor roads, the increase in crime, the vagrants in the area, the overgrown verges, the litter, the lack of safe public areas, and the list goes on. What residents wanted was better security, cleaner, well-kept verges, a park or a safe public space, a kids' playground, better beach facilities. We're looking into applying for a blue flag status. These are the sort of things that we can do together as a community and in conjunction with the municipality. They will continue to do what they do. And these projects and services can be subcontracted so that Tweenie businesses get preference as far as possible. So what is the SRA or the UIP? The UIP is a non-profit organization with all property owners as shareholders. The intention is to have funds available to use at our own discretion to meet the needs a municipality cannot. This does not replace the functions of the municipality, but that we work together for the better Tweenie. We work together with the municipality. The UIP as a mechanism is provided for within the Municipal Properties Act of 2004 and its subsequent amendments. This legislation requires the UIP to register as a non-profit organization to represent property owners in a defined UIP area, Tweenie. The NPO runs independently of the municipality and ensures sustainable service delivery and provides transparent, accountable financial governance. So, for the UIP to function, we've got to create a board. And this board is elected by the property owners. You guys would pick a team, pick a board. The UIP board must approve an annual budget of services rendered to the defined UIP area. The budget is approved annually by the municipality together with a finance agreement, and the board must submit a business plan. The internal control account of the municipality is audited by the South African Auditor General, and the UIP is independently audited. Transparency and accountability are thus assured. So the money that we pay in our levy, we will get and we will be able to use for ourselves. The boundaries, the area that we are looking at on the map, you can see it is between the two rivers and it is between the ocean and the freeway. So that is the Tweenie area that we are looking at. And just because there have been questions on that, there have been many successful SRAs, UIPs. In KZN, Belito, Mhlanga, South Broom, Marina Beach are all successful organizations. Hilton is in the process of developing as we are, and there are many others nationwide and internationally. Please note that all over the world, communities have banded together to improve their community. So it is not just in South Africa, it is not just down here, it is a worldwide thing. All right, so I'd like to hand you over to the next speaker who's going to tell us why we should do the SRA.